Gryph's Skype avatar's still as mesmerizing as it has always been.
Totally looks like him.
Well... I never seen him with a sausage on his head, so...
He puts sausage all over his face all the time.
Oh, I see. So I guess you've seen him put sausage on his head all the time, as well.
He's a big fan of the sausage, if you know what I'm saying with my thinly veiled comment.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pork and beans, if you get my meaning.
Tasty. Pork and beans.
Don't have enough to feed 96 raiders.
Sadly no. I will drink from your skull.
They are to fight even when they're hopelessly outnumbered and outclassed. Have like a bunch of Huskarls. I will drink from your skull. They're running away from you on the map. But as soon as you meet them, they're like, "Fuck you! We're gonna throw shit at you."
They are pretty crazy, yeah.
Fantastic. Now that you're all here, I get to randomly roll to see who'll do the recap. The sheep said that he needed another one.
Ah.
Besides, it's...
I mean, everyone keeps mentioning things that I don't remember Manaki saying, and they all seem very important.
I knew I couldn't trust
well, I don't know.
Manaki doesn't always give that. He always only has to give what he believes to be the best bit.
Yeah, Manaki likes to give recaps like it's his character, like telling your character about what happened. He gets too much in the roleplay without helping you as a player understand a goddamn thing. And that's the way he likes it. He wants you to be reliant and dependent on him.
I think he mentioned the most important things, but the fact that he ended the recap with, "Oh, by the way, the red is here," instead of kind of saying something like that first. Yeah.
It's not like anyone knows that. It's not like there's a fucking dragon flying around with like a name tag, like a collar around his neck saying, "Hi, I am." There's like a fill in the blank and just like in big marker, "The Red." It's good habit to do recaps anyway. That's why, you know what? I randomly rolled the die in my head. Dark, you're doing the recap.
God damn. Now I need to consider actually where we started last time.
We got back to the hall of the dwarf.
The Hall of the Dwarf.
Yes.
Complete with like music and there's like a fucking dragon. And then we go into like the Game of Thrones meme with like Daenerys like popping in and then Smaug going, "But Mom! I'll steal the gold from the doors if I want to."
But yeah, we were on our way back to the Hiram's Hall.
I trust Dark for all recap purposes because he is the most meticulous note taker.
That is
not last session, but we'll see. I have some pretty good notes on the early session, and then last session I got a little bit lazy.
I noticed when people were like, "How much money did we get?" and not even you knew.
Yeah, I'm just assuming that all my money is being taken by Hiram at this point.
Oh, speaking sheep.
Yeah.
Sheep, add to your sheep.
I can take all your money?
No. No.
Wait,
sheep,
what you said?
Sheep, add 124 gold pieces and 8 silver.
124 gold pieces.
Yeah, I should just have all your money.
Isn't that the friend pot?
Yeah. Looking forward to the next place you go, where Thomas will once again have 2 gold pieces. and then immediately proclaim afterwards, it would be good for us to have money to do things within the city.
It's true, isn't it?
It's that much of a bother, Dirk. I can do the damn thing.
I can do the recap. It's not going to be a problem. I think I remember what happened, at least.
That's good. That's good.
And if not, you know, I can disillusion myself with it. Be fine.
I remember what happened because I was there. Oh wait, you were there too.
Yes.
Apparently my recap wasn't good enough, so...
I mean, I would just like to get a second opinion.
It's like he wants like a medical diagnosis.
So let's see, our last session started, we were returning back from, I think we were at the Goblin Market before, heading back to the ruins, and as we do, all of us suddenly just cover behind buildings, as of course a red dragon flies over, and we're like, what the hell, what the hell's going on? Which was kind of, you know, that was kind of traumatic. It just flew over and went to the Tower of the Blue, though. I'm sure nothing bad's going on there. Yeah, sarcasm. But then as we decide to keep going back towards Hiram's Hall, suddenly up ahead, combat in Hiram's Hall, as the gang known as the Scarlet Serpent started attacking our friends.
Yes.
And well, the two untrained ones probably started running away and just got knocked straight out. And the combat trained one lasted a tiny bit and then got knocked out. God. Thank you for that, by the way. I hate that Clockwork Devil. God damn it. So yeah. And then, once we defeated those and we found out from Gen Zero, who popped up in the middle of the fight, just like, so who were they? Oh, also during the fight, by the way, our Druid got targeted by demons. I thought I'd mention that. I have no, like, ask the Druid more about that, I don't know.
What do you mean, targeted?
Demons came in and attacked during the fight against the Scarlet Serpents, going after the Druid.
Yeah, apparently they wanted to be dead for some reason.
And then they retreated after I hit them with it was half damage, it was only 32, but it was about to be 64 damage.
Demons. Hate them.
Yeah, it wasn't very nice. And then I remember Dwohurim locking himself in the basement for a long time, and us all doing miscellaneous things such as going out shopping and getting him a potion of sustenance, or training guards.
Or training a dog.
Or training a dog. Or throwing daggers at an archery target and then scouting. Yes, that was my action. Yeah, we all had different things to do. Tempus went out shopping by himself, which was slightly dangerous. But, you know. And at the end of this, Dwohurim declared that he was sure he has done this correctly, and we all went down to gather in the basement. He put the key into the iron door, and okay, now there's a demi-plane in front of us. Of which, yeah, Thomas was like, nope, I'm not going in there. Same with Zero. And the rest of us went inside. And there was a gnome inside, who was like a half ghost and was really creepy by putting his hand/head into the side of people. I kept a wide berth on it. And then he spoke to Dwohurim about a few things, asked about the Shapers. Apparently he's been in there in a like suspended animation / partially dead for hundreds of years. And then we went ahead for into, well, what was some kind of corrupted manifestation. I'm not entirely sure, but you know, it looked like a cave system. It was filled with these of people who had already died, and we tried to kill them, and we did, though they were exceptionally painful. I went down so many times. And then we went round, and then there was a section with a bunch of books piled up, which much later on, at the very end, we found out these guys were hiding under the books, which me and Fargus were alone for at that point, so we kind of got our butts kicked. But the final section was basically a small, it was a decently sized, very confusing set of, I guess, ruins. I'm not entirely sure what to call it. Well, which had statues at the entrance. We swore were going to be gargoyles. We examined them, prodding them, poking them, scraping bits off. Like, no, didn't move. Okay, probably not actually a gargoyle. But it's a statue. So we looked around. So we started looking around. There was a room full of gears and random pieces, which we took, and I handed Dwohurim when we left. There was a room filled with filled up this, like a memorial thing, which had names needing filled in. We spent most of the time trying to work out what the hell the names would be. There was also a statue of some person holding a symbol. Which, here, rather.
I sent you all that symbol. I uploaded it to a Dropbox and linked it in the group chat if you want to get a closer look at it. Mm-hmm.
And someone reached out and touched it, and suddenly 2 of these things showed up. Nope.
Yes.
Which immediately opened combat by throwing 45 points of damage out, which luckily missed. But, that could have gone horrifically bad. And then we staggered them, and they deal 45 points of damage, and we killed them, and they deal 45 points of damage 3 times in a row. Yeah, 3 of those attacks. Yeah. Oh yeah, Manaki in the middle. Manaki in the middle of getting hit with that, by the way, got hit by it, 45 damage. Is that the best you've got? Another one, 45 damage. Which was quite amusing. Also, by the way, whenever we moved within nearby range of them, they fired chains through the wall to attack us. Yes, they were a nightmare. They rolled badly, which is the main reason we survived, I think. They rolled badly.
They do sound rather painful, actually.
Yes.
Yeah,
How many of these did you fight?
2. There was supposed to be how many, Grimith? 4, 6 by CR rules.
In a rare circumstance of the battle calculator not erring in your favor, it would have been 4 of them would have been appropriately balanced for 4 PCs.
What?
in the labyrinth where we couldn't move.
We barely survived. So we continued after killing those and working out the correct order for names, which took us forever, by the way, and was by a very subtle hint at the very start about Grimith, like, oh yeah, someone asked about the calendar, so like here's information about it, and it turned out the calendar was the exact solution to this. But none of us really took that until we got given a hint for like, oh, you're taking too long. Here's a hint. And a pile of books where we got attacked. And then we started looting chests in another room, one of which Tempus try lockpicking. Like, okay, I physically cannot lockpick this. Walked away, Dwohurim touched it, it just opened. Like,
That's convenient.
There was also and we collected a variety of things, such as a dagger forged from uncomfortable truths and a hilt made from comforting lies. Yes, it's a thing. It looks like it's made of glass but acts like steel. Other than that, it's just a normal dagger. A Moxian gem, which can be used to enchant something to champion tier. It has a quirk. I have no idea what the quirk is because I believe the Druid has it.
Yep. I also have the dagger.
You also have yes, I remember. When to get that dagger?
It made Tempus never ask for it again. You know what happened to that dagger?
I don't know where
it melted in the fountain. Oh. That's a good thing we didn't drink from it.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, we have bottles of that. Like, I think 3 wine bottles or something.
Yeah, something like that. Of strange fountain water.
I mean, it looks like water. Does it taste like water? Who knows? Do you want to try it? And then a bunch of ragged books, I believe Manaki gathered up. We also have 363 gold pieces of the old coins of High Rock, which technically we never touched. Because, I don't know, can we just use them?
Sure.
I mean, they're old coins, so,
1 gold piece is as good as any other. You might get looked at funny by people who are, you know, take a look at it. Like, they don't recognize the symbol, but it'll be fine.
Gold is gold in the end, I guess.
You know, it's still from this age, so not a big deal.
We go to a minting place and just exchange them for new coins.
We'll go and act as if we're time travelers.
That's
a collector. We will be able to sell them.
That's a great way to get killed. We're time travelers.
We're from the past. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, sheep. Before we worked out what we needed to do, the demi-plane started collapsing after we had done like the memorial. So, okay, grab bottles of the water, grab random books from that pile, and apparently by Leon's very astute knowledge of planar collapses, I have no idea, knowing how long it would be before it starts collapsing, and then leaving promptly beforehand.
We also took some gems, or Fargus did.
And the creepy gnome disappeared afterwards by leaving the room and just vanishing, finally dying. Yeah.
So is the plane thing broke now, or is it just?
It still exists. Just the corrupted planar space.
We cleaned it.
It's gone.
It's a good thing.
I believe we still
in fixing it.
I believe we still have this room. We still have this room hiding around. So.
Yes, the basement access, the iron door that has been fixed, it leads into that room. It doesn't lead into the sewers until Dwohurim utilizes the key to make it go into the sewers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could, like, store hidden things in there, I guess.
That was how the Shapers preserved the knowledge for you folks to find last session.
Yeah.
And we rested.
So, do we have any indication why the Scarlet Serpents attacked the hideout and why the demons attacked Fargus?
Okay, why demons attack Fargus? I have no idea. Well, the Scarlet Serpents attacked the hideout, possibly because we've had connections with Jin Zero, and Jin Zero's ran away from the Scarlet Serpents, so they want to kill Jin Zero and everyone related to him.
Yeah, basically they were hired thugs and they wanted me dead for some reason.
And where's Jin Zero now?
Guarding our base.
Roof.
On the roof, okay. That's a good place for him to be.
It's also mega super cold.
It's cold?
Yes. It's been exceptionally cold and exceptionally snowy.
You're in the fucking dead of winter. Of course it's fucking
Oh,
cold.
okay. Yeah, good. I didn't know if that was like unusual or not, but it's winter. That makes sense.
Well, it's unusually cold, but it's
even
winter.
For winter, it's colder than usual for winter.
I'll remind you guys about the calendar. You started in fall and you progressed to winter. There was snow in the second session that you guys saw. You had a battle map, which had you facing like bugbears on a map of snow and bandits.
There weren't supposed to be snow there, remember?
Fargus will also mention that there's something unnatural about this cold.
The world is freezing.
I mean, there might have, we went after that whole, like, storm and thinking that maybe it had something to do with the cold.
Yeah.
It didn't.
It didn't, but, we thought it might.
Well, something is causing it, at least.
People
it's
think,
not natural.
Damn you, global warming.
Global chilling.
I mean, global warming comes with two parts to it. It's more just extreme weather, more than anything.
Okay.
I remembered more than I actually expected to remember. Okay.
Congratulations.
I've noticed on some important things, such as the loot. I mainly have loot noted, though. Like the dagger, and the Moxian gem, the gears, money.
It's what adventurers care about.
Clearly.
The world is in danger. Yes, but what stuff did we get?
Fucking regular members of the Pathfinder Society here.
I have literally played the Pathfinder Society, so...
You need stuff to save the world, and you save the world to get more stuff. That's how it works.
Perpetual acquisition.
We're with all you're having to do is risk your life every day. That's all.
So also, where did the money come from? The 120 gold pieces? Just loot?
They were in there.
The 124 gold pieces I gave you
Yeah.
were stuff from the session before, which I didn't split.
Oh. So we still don't have any source of money whatsoever.
And then we have these 363 gold pieces, which I didn't touch because I didn't know if we could use them, but in that case, there's more money.
Okay.
Which, you know, I think for now we'll keep it as a pool in case anything more expensive comes up. Like, oh god, we need to buy another rust monster. Well, we have some money.
We need to buy more friends.
Rust monster friends.
I'd rather not have a rust monster friend.
Why not?
I mean, I have a very nice sword here. I don't want it to get broken.
Yeah, it will eat my stuff.
And, you know, that would go against the point of being an adventurer.
Yeah.
So Manaki yesterday posted a sort of plan saying that the Scarlet Serpents accept people and then turn them into lizards.
I have also heard this rumor.
How reliable is that? And if so, what?
Jin Zero
Damn reliable.
also confirms this rumor.
Okay. And why do they turn people into lizards?
Mainly
Because
so
they can
have
get more
manpower.
manpower. There's not that many lizardmen and dragonkin, apparently.
So they
okay.
can keep up their whole, like, you know, scaly agenda while at the same time as having more manpower.
Scaly agenda.
Scaly agenda.
I mean, they have a superiority complex, but they're okay with making people into scaly kinds. So
Well, they look down on sweets, but you know, if you're willing to ascend to a greater kind of creature, never mind. And the mind of the blue, I suppose.
And how do they do that?
we have no idea.
We have no clue. I'm going to
That's
take a
all.
guess. It's the fact that since their leader can shapeshift back and forth, probably they're doing it.
Like an injection, something like that.
Oh.
We were told that it wasn't going to be like necessarily permanent
Though, well, it would require
side effects, but
it might require treatment to undo, but there would definitely be side effects.
it could be undone.
Okay.
That might be a way to get someone in on the inside.
And of course, we also have the remember, of course, it's the hunter person, the ranger, like dragon person, who we found out. Oh, they're involved. Remember back in remember those lovely creatures which kept teleporting with the hats,
Yeah.
like the woman that was there that then teleported Dragonhole.
Was she involved with them?
She is, yes, she's one of the co-leaders of the Scarlet Serpents. I mean, this is also a clear hint towards their connection to the. Did you read the blurb?
I skimmed through most of it.
All right,
So
all
much.
right. I made a too long didn't read.
There may have been there may be a connection to the four though.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah,
getting
I
someone
missed
on the
the thing about
inside. We want to take out their leaders and like get in, take their stuff.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna accept just anyone to join though.
No, it'd have to be someone of the right sort of metal, who is willing to do stuff like that and can. That
Yeah,
matter.
might be something. you have
Also,
to do.
someone they can't recognize.
Yeah. And I think they can recognize all of us at this point.
Yeah, many of us at least. Certainly have to disguise people.
And
But getting
besides,
one
the-
person inside who could then
things-
open a sewer entrance or a back door, or
It would also have to be someone who doesn't mind doing certain dirty work, I assume.
Mhm.
Because
That makes me
they
think
are
Tempus.
they are undoubtedly going to ask for something like that.
As we were told, their initiation could be anything from assassination, theft, sabotage, making you stand out in the freezing cold, naked. Yes, I'm not
I mean,
joking.
for Thomas to agree to this, it would have to be a guaranteed enormous lead to something very important.
Fargus is not gonna.
you know,
do it.
it's that or sitting here. Well, I guess we could go delve into the sewer again.
Well, right now it sounds like, well, we need to find something out about the blue, so let's turn Thomas into a lizard man and have him murder people. It's a bit of a far-fetched idea.
I mean, we don't know what we're going to find in there because we haven't been. But the idea would be to
Yeah,
gather
exactly.
people. We need three things, right? We need to be we need to have a persona that's somebody, because right now we basically, like I tried to talk to a goblin, it was like, fuck you, sweet. Like, well, that's not helping anything. We need to have some sort of persona we can use, and we can get that by hurting the Scarlet Serpent. If we defeat them, then whoever persona we set up as the leader of that sort of thing to do, action, will get a good amount of respect. Really.
We'll have some infamy behind us.
Yeah.
So how much?
Beyond that, we will also find out whatever information they might have. I'm not saying they do have information, but they might have information on the four and such. As one of their co-leaders was the one person who has ever mentioned it.
That's true. Yeah.
Which was the only lead we had to that aspect before that, even. I really hope she wasn't just saying something to throw us off her scent. Well, that didn't work out for her anyway. And the last thing is they might also have slaves, whom we could then free and have join up with us.
Convert into friends.
Yeah. That's what we do, transformation.
Yeah.
Slaves to friends. And, that might strengthen our position here as well. The issue is that, of course, they're a pretty strong gang, and a frontal assault seems like a stupid idea. Because that's what they expect, right? So you'd want to get someone on the inside who could find a back door, let us in, attack them while they're, unprepared and disorganized. If we can defeat the leader, the rest might just begin to scatter. These gang operations, mostly the leader is the one doing the big shots. The idea would be to send someone in to do this sort of initiation thing, and then while the others would go and gather allies that would help us do this sort of thing, like mercenaries, goblins, upstart adventurers whom had their parents killed by the Scarlet Serpents, that sort of thing. Until we gather a ragtag mercenary band of whatever we could find. And then we either, have them come in with us through some secret entrance, or if that's too risky, have them attack the front as a distraction after we have sort of attacked from the back. Because if we attack from the back, they will go and fight us, right? And if then the front will be less defended for the others to attack. So we could be the one to say, we will go inside and make a distraction from the inside, a suicide mission, so that you can get a chance to attack them. We can spin it to make it sound like we're giving them an awesome deal. I
mean, that all does rely on an inside person.
Yes.
And it's not just a matter of having someone they don't recognize. It needs to be someone who can do, like, infiltration work. Like, someone who can actually talk to people and not be discovered immediately.
Well, we could also ask Insurers for more information. Maybe he knows of a secret entrance or something. Or they might have.
They move around a lot, actually.
Yeah,
they have a large place, so they move from many different places.
Yeah, since they have such a large neighborhood, they just keep changing what building they're in, so you can't really tell which one they're going to be in.
Ah, that sucks.
You could guess, but, that's only a guess.
Another and much riskier thing is to all sign up for the transformation, then hope that the leader is there, and then just go crazy in the middle of the ceremony.
Yeah, if we do that, they're gonna recognize us and kill us.
In a minute, yeah.
I kind of think that they don't just accept everyone and then.
There's not many people that, from what we can tell, especially people that were especially desperate.
Yeah.
I don't think they're just going to go, well, you want to join? Sure, let's turn you into a lizard first.
It might be reasonably extended.
Surely there's more to that. I don't know.
Jinzurus hasn't seen the transformations himself.
He's always been a dragon guy, has he?
Yeah. I used to be a halfling. Look at me now. Big, strong, natural defenses all over. Tempus would be optimal because of his skills, but I think he's a box right now, so that's an inoptimal. I mean, that would be a dead giveaway if he suddenly turns into a box on the job.
So our new recruit is a cube. Wait, what?
We could just Could just have someone go up to the Scarlet Servants and be like, "This box is really desperate. Can you turn him into a lizard, please?"
No.
I guess having that would be an easy way to get him inside is having Thomas smuggle the box inside and just hope he doesn't turn into Tempus in the middle way. Doing that.
First of all, I'm not entirely convinced that they wouldn't recognize Thomas from somewhere, and second of all, Thomas is not good at talking to like people and hiding things.
Normally, you're uncovering people, the fact that people are hiding things.
Besides, he would also be kind of opposed to doing things just to get initiated into a certain band of lizard men. If it includes like murder or something.
I mean, we could frontal assault, but I just don't think that's a good idea. Last time we frontal assaulted a bandit hideout.
Well, we killed a lot of things doing that.
Yes, but not the things that we wanted to kill. And as it is, they have a lot of manpower. And that's the thing that they're good at.
They're good at having people.
But surely they have enemies too. And the enemy
they killed most of their obvious enemies.
Because they have so much manpower, they've already just
that means only the strong enemies are left. So we need to find all of those.
That they don't care about.
All those.
We'll gather all of them up into a huge gang and then assault them.
Yeah, but
if that worked, like Genghis Khan gathering the tribes.
The point is, we would need to gain the confidence of like goblins who don't trust us.
I mean, we need we can't just go up to a gang and like, throw your troops at our command. He'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I think you pay me for being on my land right now. You could blast the leader then, and like then do it, but that's a very long time thing. Begin to gather up ganks like that, and that certainly is not going to go unnoticed.
No.
So you're not going to get any surprise on that front. I was thinking, I mean, as many people as we could get, but it's probably not going to be like 100. It's probably going to be like 19, something like that. Of hot goblins and bugbears and gnolls, whatever we can hire.